Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Oh, the energies are super strong today. Maybe you can feel them already. I'm just going through the pages. Hi, everybody. Okay, let's start. I'm going to tune into the energies. And what I'm seeing today is that there are a lot of energies, let's say out there. They're not really out there, but when we look at them, we can talk about them in that way to have a better or to have a common understanding about them. There are quite a few energies who are like they really push into this reality, so into the earth reality, in the 3D reality, and they're really pushing in. And I see that in today's meditation. So this is the information also I'm getting, that they ask us basically to come in, but we have already on a level decided that when we meet that they can come in, and this is going to happen through us as group, as channel in that case. And they're just like energies, like one after the other. I just see there are a lot of them piled up. So for whatever reason, they they feel like today is the day, and they want to come in. Um, and yeah, and of course, and we meet every Thursday, and having the intention, we meet, we're going to meditate, we allow the energies to come through for our highest good and the highest good for everybody. Sets like this framework, and then these specific energies recognize this intention and yeah, want to connect and want to move through us into this reality. And it's already happening, so maybe you can feel that they're already coming in. It's really like maybe you have seen at a busy airport, there are so many planes after each other, and like each plane wants to come in, the next one, you're just flying like in 1 minute or 30 seconds more, 1 minute time frame. And this is really how it looks today. It's actually incredible. Yeah, and I also get, I mean, from the level of the spirit, I call it the light aspect, so that the spiritual realm, there is intention there, there is content there, and there are energies there that want to support humanity, that want to support the growth of us as individuals, of course, and they want to support. And I'm getting that these energies, they're, let's say, they are grateful for us that we open up this space for them to come in so that they can support. So that's really cool. Yeah, and there are just a lot of energies out there that want to support humanity, that want to support all sorts of different things on our planet. In our case, of course, it's for raising vibration and getting to know our true nature. These are the main ones. So this is why these energies are connecting. There are so many energies out there, and for different intentions, there are different energies. Yeah, and there is a reset energy coming in. So it seems like another, like energetically, another reset is happening in the collective. I always see a reset as a neutral point, and then new things can arise from there. So this is coming in. Yeah, and it's already happening. Everything is already happening. So I'm just witnessing it. Maybe you do too. Maybe you can do too. This is basically the information I'm getting. Yeah, and when this is happening, we as individuals are benefiting because our system is receiving the healing. The transformation can happen, a lot faster with these energies. At the same time, it's an offering for everybody, like for people in the collective, or for every soul in the collective, that also wants to progress, which would be the natural way of let's say moving forward, or every soul incarnates to have certain experiences to progress, whatever that means for that soul. So it's not so much that we can look at it from the human perspective and say, oh, this person or this specific soul is progressing and this not. It's just like the point of view from the human level, from the level of the spirit or the soul. It's a whole different story. So for example, something that maybe looks very unspectacular on a human level, on the spiritual level for that soul could be magnificent. So just saying, like we cannot judge or interpret from where we at, looking into the soul level, because we don't know. Like it's a different. Let's say it's a different. What's the word? It's a different play. Let's say it like that. A little bit of a different rule set. Different things are important. And so the light is an offering, and usually souls want to progress. And what I'm getting is it doesn't necessarily look like progress on the human level. It could be also like where we look at the soul and just the life experience that the like an animal, human that they're having. It's not so awesome, but on the soul level, they they celebrate that. And so usually souls are progressing, and the light supports the progress of each soul right now. So if the souls want to use the offering for their progress, they can. So it's always an offering. And if enough people, let's just use people, the word people, use the offering and progress, this is also then influencing the collective. So you being here, everybody who is here and is part of, this group and part of, or is going through the spiritual progress, everybody matters, everybody's important, so please know that. And like I said before, the energies are grateful that they have, to use human words, that they have this opportunity to, move through us. And I'd say, let's give them the possibility then during the meditation. Yeah. Okay, yeah, interesting. We'll see what we can experience with them coming in. Okay, amazing. So for people who have never been here before, it is already recording. It always records. Thanks. The good thing is I found the button that records when we open the Zoom. So now it's always happening. But thank you for the reminder. So for people who have never been here before, it's a guided meditation. So like half of the meditation is guided, half is sitting in silence. What you can do is just sit back, relax, meditate along, close your eyes. You don't need to do anything else. I'm sharing what I'm seeing. the information I'm getting from the energies, also the information that comes through my being. Yeah. And you can just enjoy and allow the energies to work on your system. And after we're done with meditating, there's always time for asking questions, sharing. Yeah. I'm just going to turn on the alarm. Okay. Let's start and enjoy. I start with opening up the energy field. Bring in light. Then I expand the energy field. Expanding the energy field helps to hold more light in the system, and also more awareness comes with that as well. So I'm expanding. And the energy field can always be more expanded. We can always carry more light. Light is higher information, and this information is transforming our system and also our life experience. And this is exactly what we want. I fill up the expanded space with light. Then I clear surface energies. So the surface energies are the energies on the surface of the system. So the ones that are on the level of the human thoughts, emotions, and other energies that are influencing the human experience and that are currently, there. And always when I clear the surface energies right away, more light enters the system. It expands more, just automatically happens. The body relaxes more. And this feeling of well-being comes in. This is very natural when we relax and open up and expand. Automatically the well-being comes in. Also more light. So the more I clear those surface energies, the more light is coming in. So right now I see this beautiful golden light. Oh, there are a few ones here. There's also white light. There's also light that looks a little bit like the honey, like honey color. So there are different shades of light present today. And it's interesting, they all like coming in at the same time into the system, filling up the body and energy body and area around us mostly through the crown chakra and third eye chakra, also through other interest points, but mostly I see them always flowing in those into those chakras, also heart chakra. I clear a little bit more of surface energies, just that you can really relax more and be here, be in the present moment, just feeling, witnessing, observing what's happening in your system. That's all you need to do. So this energy that looks a little bit like honey color and feels like it as well has become more dominant, and it's really moving down slowly from top. So right now, head area and shoulders area, it's moving down. Yeah, what you can do is just relax, allow it. Maybe it feels a bit different than usual. If you don't feel it, don't worry. Just know it's happening. It's happening for everybody here. I see this being a very calming energy. At the same time, a lot of healing is happening because it removes worry, stress, anxiety, fear, stuff like that. So with the stickiness of the honey, kind of it just pulls it out of the system, and let's say it covers it and takes it with it, and it's being neutralized within that energy. So it's observing, absorbing, sorry, these energies. It's moving down, further down, already heart chakra down, third chakra, and further down, also legs and feet. And it's just beautifully covering the system and taking away energies that are not needed anymore, that are limitations that cause suffering. You know, when we have an experience on the outside and it does something in our system, so it's not a neutral experience, which actually all experiences are, but something is moving in the system, so thoughts, emotions, something gets triggered up. This is what creates the experience, right? Creates the like, the dislike, the judgment, and all of that. And if we have the experience, but the system stays calm, neutral, or it creates thoughts and emotions, but really the ones that need to be there in the present moment. So ones that are created in the present moment versus something from the past. So this is what I'm talking about, like stuck energies. And this honey energy, is taking away a lot of these stuck energies so that we can have a different experience of what we are experiencing. It helps to calm the system, to balance the system, to make the neutrality, the silence, and the peace more dominant. Also, I see that this energy is now moving down into Earth. So it just moves beyond our system, further down. And now I see that energy can basically, and other energies are using this pathway. So this honey energy has created basically the framework of the channel. And now other energies can use this pathway to come in. And it's interesting at the same time, you can maybe experience that the sense of the body starts dissolving, the sense of who you are, like the life story, everything starts dissolving because the experience of the light becomes stronger than the experience of the, let's say, the human layer. And so it feels like the human layer is dissolving, which it is in experience right now. It's dissolving. Which is great because this is what is happening all the time, anyways, when you are working with these energies. So every time something is dissolving, something that you have collected or something that has been stuck in your system throughout your lifetime. So we're removing everything. Over time, we remove everything we have gathered, we remove again. And then eventually there is this expanded experience of nothingness because nothing is holding the limitation together anymore. So the limitation dissolves, and it's just very good for the system to experience this over and over again so that it gets used to that, gets used to feeling like you're floating, there are no boundaries, everything is dissolving, so that it becomes, a comfortable feeling. I mean, to me, it's absolutely comfortable because it feels very amazing compared to the limitation. But if you're more used to the limitation, then it might be a bit new. So just know it's great to have this experience. And what you can do is relax more. Relax into it. So this is the experience for us as individuals here. At the same time, a lot of different lights are coming in through us into the collective. I mean, I also see energies that are gonna reveal stuff. So energies that have to break open old structures. So these energies come in, and then also energies that basically they're ready for sharing healing. So it's always the same on the collective level and on the individual level. There are certain energies that bring up stuff, and then there are other energies that support the expansion and the openness and raising the vibration, bringing in more light. Exactly the same is happening on the collective level. So all of these energies are coming in. So I see very similar ones. Yeah, now there is this energy of unconditional love coming in into the collective, which is very beautiful. And this one is very interesting. This also has a little bit of intention. And it's supporting the changing the point of view from the outside to the inside, so that people in general. So I see, energies everywhere. Some, like a lot of people spread their energy. This is all they do. So they forget that there is let's say, an inside, and they spread it in this 3D reality. So this is all they do. The energies, they basically waste their energy just on 3D reality stuff. Let's say it like that. And with this unconditional love that's present, again, this has a specific intention. People start recognizing that, oh, if I just give away all my energy, I don't have any left for myself. And who am I actually? Like, who am I in this life? This is a very strong one that comes in, and this is important for humans right now, okay? To see, who am I in this life, who I want to be in this life, what kind of life do I want to experience? From the level of love. And this is a bit of a different love than the human love, okay? So it's a vibration. Yeah, and then the golden light comes in as well. And this is the light I see that helps us with the recognition and the remembrance that we are the creators of our own reality. Yes, we share the collective, but we also, everybody has their own little creation of this reality and our life experience. This is just how it is. And also the remembrance and the very important the I don't know the word, like allowing ourselves to create our reality and not be the victim of life. So being the creators of our own reality, understanding this, seeing that this is actually how it works, working with it, start working with that, start recognizing that, getting the feedback, and just doing that all the time. At the same time, of course, accepting how life unfolds. So this is like both go hand in hand. The surrender and also the understanding that we're creating this reality. This is very powerful specifically for the collective, because a lot of people are going to benefit from that. I see that. And I see already like the potential there. And for example, people who were very fear driven and also influenced a lot of people with their actions, they like get this moment of recognition. Or what have I done? Like where did I act from? Is this the life I want to live? Is this my truth? Something like that. So I see this happening quite a bit now through these energies, these recognitions, this, oh, taking a moment, wait a minute, what's actually happening here? So people are like, before they're like fully caught in the dream, right? Like they're fully caught, yeah, in the dream. And then they get these glimpses of awareness, recognitions, and they create changes in their experience. And then they can also change or let's say let go of certain limitations. So, and the potential of that is already here. So maybe you can feel it. Feels very nice. So this is when I say the potential is here, is what we're feeling right now is the outcome of people recognizing that they might have gone or believed in things that they didn't that didn't serve them, or let's say they were moving into the wrong direction, and this recognition is enough. Maybe you can feel the difference. It's crazy, like how different the experience is right now. It's expanded, it's more open, there is more peace. And it's all within, peace. We cannot create peace on the outside. We can only create peace on the inside. It never works on the outside. Like, how would we even do that? So the outcome of what we just sent into the collective is already present because everything exists at the same time energetically. So we have the amazing possibility to feel that already. So there is a lot less chaos, or let's say a lot more organization, or a lot more balance, stable. It's very stable, actually. The experience, it's open, it's expanded, it's very heart orientated. Kind and loving. Yeah, very beautiful. And this is also very healing for our own systems, because up until a few minutes ago, we were still sitting in the old collective, like with the vibration and the information and everything that was there. We created the change. Now we have the new experience here right now, and we can follow that now. So our system can now adapt to that. And this is what we're going to do for the next 25 minutes in silence. Yeah, enjoy. It feels very, very beautiful. Okay, we are finished. Thank you, everybody, so much for joining. That was an interesting one. During the silent part, so that was fascinating. Everything I shared in the meditation, up until the point where we sat in silence, was then okay, we sit in this new created space before the energies came in, already changed the vibration and, yeah, changed stuff on the collective because individuals were able to take on these energies. Then there was this new space created, this potential. And because this potential was created, which is already in a higher vibration, also higher consciousness, it was like a, let's say, a gate or something like that, where I saw a lot of like millions of light beings, just light with information, but they were like more focused, so some sort of beings, entering through the possibility or through the potential we created, into this reality, and they are here to support, yeah, everybody as well. So that was, yeah, really cool, what we did today. So yeah, very amazing. Thank you, everybody, for being part of that and for joining. And yeah, now if you have a question, please let me know. But yeah, the new group sessions for this month or for the next few weeks are on my website, EM Healing. Also added 2 karma clearing sessions because I know people really like them. So just that you know, there are more available. Okay. I mean, energies are very nice still. Very enjoyable just to yeah, sit in them. Hi, Elham.
Hi. Uh, Thank you. It was very different. Um, Regarding one of the group sessions that I registered yesterday, I think it's new uh,
Hmm.
on the list. I think you can guess which one. The one that it
Yeah.
says um, connecting to the connecting to the energy directly and being able to um receive them and channel them. Could you uh, describe this session? Like, what is the purpose? How is gonna what is our expectation? What should be our expectation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I described it just very shortly in the description, but to give you a more detailed description. So I often get the question how I work with energies, how they started to come in, and how people can basically work with energies themselves. Um, and at the last retreat, we were talking about that and people really enjoyed that. And so then I got the impulse to do a group session about that as well, because not everybody, was joining the retreat or online. And also a lot of people have questions. And so what to expect is that I will share a little bit about energy transmissions, how they came in for me, what they are, and how basically you can open up to connect to energies, how you can work with energies, what energies actually are. And then we do like a little activation where I activate, let's say, the possibility for each system that people can connect to energies faster and that they are available. I mean, they're available all the time, but just that actually the connection can happen for people. And then there are a lot of questions I'm going to answer, and it's for people who have never worked with energies, but also for people who working regularly with energies and maybe just want to get a little bit of inspiration or like a little bit of insights, or want to discuss certain things. And yeah, so this is the group session, the new
Okay.
one. Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Christiane.
Mute. Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, I had a question. Take off. I had a question about the energy transmissions because you have this base transmission and then one energy for all. And so you can't see my image. I don't know why my video.
Mhm.
And so I was wondering if I buy the energy for all one, and I take like my house, but also my parents' house where I'm going on holidays for 2 weeks. Does that affect everyone? Does that affect just the location? Does it have a positive effect on my son who's again going to be there? Just to understand better.
Yeah, so if you use the energy for the location, it's like a house, an apartment, and it's gonna influence everybody who's there. So know
Mhm.
that. But it has absolutely a positive effect. But how next elevations work, it also brings up stuff for it to be cleared, right? I mean, it happens fast. The clearing happens fast, but still, because this is in the end, it's a healing transmission, right? It's for spiritual expansion, and then when like stuff is surfacing at the same time, it pulls you towards your personal highest truth. So whatever needs to fall away because it's not of your highest truth, it can then, go and new things can come in. Also, more flow comes in into life, more joy, stuff like that. So life experience overall is changing to the better. But this is a process, and just know when there are let's say people who not random people, but people who don't do any spiritual work, and then they're exposed to that, and they might be open. When they're very open, it's possible that they just feel stuff surfacing. So just know that. So maybe if that is happening, also tell them, that this might be happen, but overall, it's definitely of benefit for everybody. So, but just be aware of that. It's gonna do stuff for people. Yeah.
Okay, so I can expect healing, but I can expect some challenges as well
Could,
with.
yes, just because you're in a setting with family, I'm just mentioning that because yeah. Yeah.
Okay, but it's good to know. And
Yeah.
if you do this healing for others, because I did that for someone who was in hospital,
Hmm.
like, do I have to do it again 2 weeks later if she's still in hospital, or is it fine? It's just like leave it.
Yeah, it's basically a one-time thing that you use, and the energies they stay around until they're not needed anymore. So this is how it's programmed. I mean, if you feel like you want to do it again, you can absolutely do it, but it's set up that it works for the time that until they're not needed anymore.
Awesome. Thank you so
Mm.
much.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Um, Hi, Dale.
Hi, Eva. Thank you. I've been noticing the last couple of weeks with the meditations that you're getting deeper and deeper into the energies coming through a lot more clear and a lot more expansive. And like you said today, it's kind of like, I don't know how you put it, but it's like millions of light coming in. Can you talk a little bit more about that? I'm interested to find out what you're actually experiencing while we're meditating.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Thanks.
mean, it was, thank you for the question. It was just, when we sit in silence, it depends on what I'm focusing on, because if I really focus on the energies and see what's going on, I get information, but often I'm just, meditating. So I'm not really focusing on the content. Um, this is basically what happens in general. What I noticed, when the true nature is present, then there is more like the falling back, let's say, into the true nature, or it feels always nicer to just be in the silence without content versus looking for content. Let's say it like that. So I often prefer when I meditate that I just sit in the nothing, in beingness. And so, but sometimes I look then, and often and today was specifically, it was very obvious. So it was just like this, I don't know if I want to use the word portal because it sounds so spiritual, but this gateway, or because we created the experiences we did, like I just saw millions of light beings, and it was really just light with information, but at the same time it was more contracted light, so it was more like it was more like a, let's say, a ball or a round, like, so it was definitely more form than I usually see. And there were just millions and millions, just through the potential we created, coming into this reality. And I basically got that we created this gateway,
Opening
so
up.
that they could come in. Yeah. So
Were they
that's very
kind of like,
amazing.
sorry, were they kind of like orbs? Like, I don't know anything
Yeah,
about
I mean, you could use that word. I just saw them. Their
Yes.
intention is supporting this reality and people, souls here in this reality. What I found fascinating is that we had to create everything we created so that they could come in, because otherwise they couldn't have. And so all the energies in the beginning, they had to come in. We had to be this channel with the honey thing, and then also the unconditional love had to come into the collective, so that these people had their recognitions. Then we got the potential of, okay, when these recognitions are happening, things are already changing a lot. So we already had it energetically. I mean, physically, this can take days, years, months, I don't know, time. But we already had this experience here energetically, and this was necessary so that the light, or these light beings could just come in. Yeah. So this is what I personally found very interesting. And this is what I love about energy work, because we can already create stuff that is not manifested in the physical yet, but we can create it energetically. And then it means it's here, and it just needs a little bit of time to show itself. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. It was
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah. Great. Thanks, Dale. Hi, Michael.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. So I've got a question regarding the prayers and energies for somebody's name we submit. So Robert Thurman was a American Gelug Tibetan Buddhist, very famous and helpful and close with the Dalai Lama. And he died Tuesday morning. No particular illness. He just was at home asleep and passed, which sounds good to me, or a good way to go. And he was 84. So assuming that that reincarnation is as real as 3D life is real, he might need some help in guiding him to his next reincarnation. So would that be the kind of thing you could put him down for prayers on that?
Um, it's a very nice thought of you to do that, but next, like this, the help for others on next elevations is really more for the human. So for the human life and the human experience, for the soul in the human body. So this is not created for like lives in between. But I've heard, I don't know, I haven't been there, but I've definitely heard that when people die, that, let's say, relatives, or when he was very close to I don't know who you said, the Dalai Lama and so forth, like he will have a lot of guidance when he dies, there, coming in for him and supporting him for his next life. I'm 100% sure. So I mean, you can always pray, you can always ask for God, universe, divine mother, to support him for his reincarnation. But what I see is, I mean, yeah, I guess I don't know. I don't know actually, but how aware he was about who he is, might have been very aware. So if he's already very aware as a human who he really is, then it's very easy to find a good life or to decide what kind of life to come into. It's more for people who are not aware and who are in a low vibration. For them, it's really like, it's not so much a decision where they make, so they die and then they're still in this in the illusion, so even though they have died, the illusion and the stories and everything is still there, and then they reincarnate from that. But if there is openness and awareness there already, people can actually make choices, or the soul can make choices, and then can, make the choice to incarnate into a life that's actually really serving their purpose and their whatever they want to learn and experience. So this is definitely what I see. There is this difference, assuming that he might have this openness, but you could always pray and ask for support. God, universe, divine mother, I don't know who you are connected to. And yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
the summary is, in one sentence, the mechanism on the website for submitting names is for people who are still in their what you call 3D body or human
Yeah.
form.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's great. I'll
Yeah.
pray for Robert Thurman, and as David B. interjected in a comment that flew by, I'm sure being with his level of realization and his support within the Gelug tradition, he's getting as much support as he needs, which he might not need any support at all.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's beyond my pay grade. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, you can still do that. You can still pray, and yeah, I'm sure he's gonna appreciate it. So yeah. Thank you.
Oh, prayers help me anyway when I have good intentions and project them for others, even if my prayers aren't. Well, yeah, they're good for me and good for him. In this case, that might be more good for me since I'm probably not as far along as him.
Yeah.
Okay, bye. Not bye, but thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Hi, Dorothea.
Hi, Eva.
Hello.
Today, something happened. Suddenly noticed I was turning to my left. My body was like turning around to the left, and I was saying, "I'm going to Brazil."
Okay.
But
Have you
then
ever been?
but then I got out of it, and I realized what's going on. I guess I was, maybe I had fear. I noticed it, and I was scared or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the turning, I noticed that sometimes as well, where I'm like, I'm working with my hands and suddenly I'm like working here. So the energies they turn me. That there is fear. Yes, this is, I noticed this for some people, and this is why I also then, I talk about it a little bit usually in the meditation when I notice it. And this time was like when the dissolving happened of the human story and the small self, and like just we became light, and the human aspect was more like dissolved. I noticed that certain people here didn't feel comfortable with that, and then I usually talk about this a little bit to just relax and just allow it to happen, and nothing can happen and so forth. It's just the experience. And it's very natural that fear is arising, so don't worry about it. Because the system is not used to that. Let's say it like that, to this
Yeah.
expansion and
the
especially that
funny-
quickly.
The funny thing is, I went about 56 years ago, I went to Brazil.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't know, maybe,
would have been a repeat.
yeah, maybe you should go back.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, yeah, great.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Liz.
Hi, Eva. How are you?
Very good. How are you?
I'm good. I just wanted to share the most recent experiences that I've been having. Yeah, I'm on the next elevations. I added the true nature, and I've been on it for like a couple of months now, I think. So I noticed, so this has been going on for a while where I really don't have any thoughts. Most of the time, I'm thinking about whatever it is that I need to do. That's what I'm thinking about, which is great. But in the most recent weeks, what started happening is like I started hearing music in my head. Like anytime I'm not doing anything, I'll just hear music playing in my head. So in the past, this would have bothered me because like I was like in fix it mode. Now I just accept like whatever is happening is happening. I don't bother with it. And a couple of days ago, I came to the realization that my mind was not comfortable with the silence and not doing anything. So, so it started playing music, I guess, is a, because like I really, because there are no thoughts. It's like that music was like, I guess, a way to soothe my mind. And when I was looking at that, I'm like, huh. And I noticed that there was a fear there in the silence. But it's like you talk about the true nature all the time and all of that, and I know that. But as I was looking at it, I noticed that there was a fear that I had in the quietness. And as I was looking at this, I'm like, but that's the true me. That's the true me is quiet and there is nothing there. And it was almost like my mind needed to understand that before it can fully let go. And the minute I realized that, the music just stopped playing. So, so yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. Very interesting. And I love how you like find out the stuff yourself. You know, you look for it, you look for the answer or for the reason, and then the information comes. So I love that you do that, you know, because this is very inspiring, I'm sure, for people here as well, because, you know, we can just ask, okay, why is this here? Or, you know, just tune into a system to receive the answer. And exactly, yes, this is what I would have said as well. Probably the mind needed some content, so it created music so that it's not just silent there. And I totally get it. At first, it feels, or the experience of it is weird because we're so used to movement and content, right? All the time. Like, I mean, a normal person is on social media all day long just to receive content, right? To receive information. These days, right? So this is just what the system really likes. It likes the movement and the content. Then having the total opposite obviously can be a little bit scary. And so, yeah, I love that you noticed that. And yeah, great. And now I'm sure that the silence can just, you know, maybe not right away, but maybe over the next few days can just be there, and you're fine with that, or you become fine with that.
Yeah, it's quite interesting because like even like the meditation kind of changed a little bit. I used to go like completely out, and lately I've been very present throughout the entire meditation. But what I notice is just the stillness and the quiet. Like my mind is silent, there's nothing going on, and I'm just so present. And I think like I said, like my mind just wasn't comfortable with that. But once I accepted, I just sit with it, and now I'm okay with the silence because I know that's my true self. And yeah, so thank you so much.
Yeah, and then you will see when you get comfortable to silence, and the silence is there all the time. And then you again, how do I say this? I mean, I always say this in a way like we become the true nature. So we become the beingness, we become the silence. So the silence is just part of the beingness, right? So we become it, and then within that, all the noise of the human can happen, but at the same time, the silence is the most dominant experience, and it becomes very normal. So at first, it feels unfamiliar because we come from the content, from the movement into the silence. Oh, that's unfamiliar. Or also expansion, for example, like this lady was sharing before, feels unfamiliar. But then when we are in it for a certain amount of time and the system has adjusted, which sometimes only takes a few days, then it just is the new normal. And then we totally forget how it was before. Like we just forget. We adapt
That's awesome.
very fast.
Yeah.
But great. I love hearing your progress. So thank you for sharing, Liz. Yeah,
My
beautiful.
pleasure.
Beautiful. And you know what? I wouldn't trade the silence or the peace. I'm always pointing to the same thing for anything. Like there is nothing I want to experience except for that, you know, because this is to me the most beautiful experience, if you want to, you know, put this word beautiful on that. But it's just it's just truth to me, and this is what I want to experience. And every other experience is like, it's not veiling this because it's always there, but it's still like taking the whole experience of the silence away a little bit, just a tiny little bit. And this is also what I, let's say, if I talk from preference, don't prefer so much. I just really prefer the silence being there all the time. To me, this is I love it. Just saying, you know. So eventually it's like that, or it can be like that. I just prefer it.
And you know, like that's the thing, like that's really what I wanted, because my mind was so busy, always running like the voice of my head. And for so long, like that was my desire. Like I just want to get to the place of silence. That's my true desire. But it's like the experience of it, on the other hand, is like, whoa, it was a surprise, you know, like I guess I would expect that I'm just going to embrace it, like silent, I'm happy and go. But it's like, I was uncomfortable with it. So yeah. But I prefer it.
Yeah, and I love that you share that, because we have these goals, right? Spiritually, I absolutely had them as well. So we have these goals, then we have an expectation of the goal, then we get there, and then we see, oh, it's actually a little bit different than we thought it is, right? But then it integrates, and then it's just part of our lives. And it's like the silence is there all the time, and you totally forget that it's there, and you just move on with your day. But then the whole experience becomes different because of the silence. The mind chatter is gone, meaning more clarity, more peace. And this is just there all the time, no matter what you do in your everyday life. So it's just very, like, say, the silence is very loud right now because it's the main experience and it's new. But then eventually you kind of forget about it. And then you just move on from there, you know, like it's just normal. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Eva.
Great. Thank you. Okay, anybody else? And for people who don't experience the silence yet or feel like they're far away from that, don't worry, just, you know, continue on meditating, continue on doing this work. One meditation a day, maybe two, whatever you like to do or how much time you have. And over time, there will be just less. I always say it's less going on in the system, less triggers, less stuck energies, less thoughts. So in general, like the whole turmoil that can happen in the system, or maybe you've experienced this in the past and not so much anymore, or you're still experiencing a lot. This basically quiets down over time. It becomes more balanced. The whole system becomes balanced. And this is then also when life experience becomes more enjoyable, because it becomes just simpler, clearer. There's more clarity there, and then more joy as well, right? Because we're not just taking away all the time in all directions, but we can be here and be with what is, because it's not so much anymore. It's very easy to process, or easier. Then eventually, of course, there is less and less and less and less, which is nice. So, yeah. Okay, great. If there are no more questions, then thank you everybody so much for joining. That was a beautiful meditation. Also, thank you for your great questions, and for people also listening in. Always love to be here with you all. So thank you so much, and see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Eva.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Eva.
Thanks, Eva.